Hey everybody, how's it going? Nasal Cactus here. Actually just picking up right where I left off. I decided I wanted to open some more packs. So if you watched the last video, you saw I opened the first four of this third booster box for Spark of Rebellion. And so this is what came out of those first four. Really the pull, all I did in between videos was sleeve a couple of things. And one was this legendary hyperspace black one. So getting Poe Dameron's new X-wing, the T. What is it in the sequel trilogy? The T-70 X-wings. But yeah, first time getting one of these, and then also sleeved our boy Wedge Antilles. First one of him to get for this set. A couple other hyperspace cards that I will get around to sleeving here shortly, but I was feeling I wanted to just keep going, so I just sleeved a couple things and decided to go again. So the next four was a third of the way into the box. Still obviously chasing the showcase off the top would be the big pull. Not going to happen right now though. Boba Fett to start. Whoops, I saw a little bit of that, but I truly don't know what it was. So, sorry if that was a little bit of a spoiler, but we'll get back there eventually. Oh, I put this, why did I do that? I put this hyperspace, this is from the previous set of cards. I'm going to put it right up here. That hyperspace tie LN. And then that way I can bring this cargo juggernaut right there with the rest of the commons. Keep fighting escort skiff. I see that back card peeking out now, and I really hope it's not a common hyperspace foil, just teasing me the very back. I've been getting some decent like hyperspace foils. I don't know where they are, just at a quick glance. They're around here somewhere, but I do have a handful, and eventually once I get through this booster box, I definitely want to go through and make sure everything's collated, and because there's the different colors for cards, and the way that Fantasy Flight Games I think like kind of set it all up is so that you can divide them by the colors and keep track of them. That's our Smoke and Cinders. Okay, is our rare. And then we have our hyperspace foil. Let's see what it is. It's a common. I had a feeling. I mean, sometimes these are just like too good to be true. Where are my rares? My rares are. What do I do with them? Oh, right here. Jabba the Hutt. Hyperspace foil, Fleet Lieutenant. I mean, look, the hyperspace foil is gorgeous as a card. Just wish it was not a common. Oh well. I'm trying to figure out how those go into the overall sets, because I think that once you get into the hyperspace or the foils, we got an Emperor Palpatine, rare leader. I'm still missing a few leaders. Weirdly enough, I'm missing a Hera. I can't remember who else I'm missing, but I'm missing a few. And it's a little surprising, kind of going through. I mean, this is the third booster box. And so to be missing what are, I think, kind of, quote unquote, I don't want to say the easiest cards, but like the baseline cards, But, that's the difference of like doing something like this where I'm both like collecting and wanting to play. So I'm finding fulfillment really in both of those things. But if I was just chasing a Hera leader card, it would just make more sense to go on the TCG player or something similar to just go buy the single. Chasing them through this method is a little silly, especially when we got a rare. Is this going to be Obi-Wan? Bendu. Got a few Bendus. I should see how it are being included in decks so far. Maybe a good card to have when I've got a few of them. And then we have a foil common once again to round out the pack. Not the first. There's a pile right there for the foil commons that have come out of these first 8 packs. So I'm trying to for my own appeal of pulling the cards, trying to not see what that leader card is at the very front. It's hard sometimes when they all kind of slide around, and you can fairly easily see an edge of one of these cards like peeking around as you're ripping the foil off. But you know, it is what it is. Still looking for Jeddah City as well. Would like to have that as a base. It may be the only base that I'm missing. I think it is. Of the rare bases. Oh, that's not true. I'm missing 2 rogue ones. I'm missing Jeddah City, and I'm missing I think it's called like Security Complex. It's the beach location where they keep the Death Star plans in Rogue One. So that location on Scarif, I also do not have just yet. It looks like a great card though. Looking forward to hopefully getting it here before too long. Ezra Bridger, Colonel Yularen, don't know. Last uncommon, we have a legendary. Ooh, Super Laser Blast. Hell yeah. I recognized it as soon as I got to this part of the artwork, which is awesome because that like kind of rounds out having this. And then what did I do with it? Is it over here? Did I put it in these? I've got cards kind of everywhere right now. But I have the hyperspace version of this card already, so nice to have 2 of them. Is this another hyperspace rare, or is that just our hyperspace foil? No, it just kind of looked like it for some reason. That's weird. Infiltrator skill. Do I have a legendaries? I do. No, that's uncommon. I don't really have a spot for legendaries yet. I'll put it down here with black one, and then Jen can go into the common foils pile. So for the chase aspect, kind of a bust so far, but you know, getting cards for sure that I haven't had yet, which is always, what was I just talking about? Hera coming through clutch. So now I don't really remember who all I'm missing. I might be missing some maybe more obvious leaders than Hera. You know, I say all that. I may have, I don't know. I'd have to double check my binder, but it's nice to have a Hera. Either way, always like seeing her around. I feel like I've got a couple hyperspace cards coming up here. I definitely see one coming up. It's probably a hyperspace common, because I think it's the next one. No, one after that. Crafty Smuggler. And then the hyperspace Swoop Racer. Can go with the hyperspace Snowspeeder that I have. Oh, that can go up here. That's a common hyperspace. It can go with the TIE Fighter. Benthic 2 Tubes. Got a foil version of him. A couple of... There's another one. Overwhelming Barrage. I could see this one kind of peeking out from the back there. So, uncommon. There's another. Red 3. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Do I have a spot for... I do. Uncommon hyperspace. Red 3. So, yeah. Actually, really nice to have legendary black 1, red 3. Kind of cool to get those. Ooh, it's a rare. It's a hyperspace rare. French Carl Mango. I apologize if you're somehow watching this. Can it be the Millennium Falcon? It would be so sick if it was the Millennium Falcon. I don't think it is. It's a character, maybe. Emperor's Royal Guard. That's cool. I think I have. I definitely don't have a hyperspace foil version of this, so this is not a complaint. I love this. Artwork is so cool. Just watching some more Mando episodes recently and seeing the Praetorian Guards, and just gets me stoked for stuff like the Last Jedi cards in this set. I know that's going to trigger some people, but I don't care. I love that movie. So, if this camera will cooperate with me, there are 252 cards in the set. And normally down here where it says 347, there will be, most people who are watching this probably know this already, but it'll be 118 out of 252. But because there are so many variant pieces of artwork, I think that this number, this 347, is where it's supposed to go if you like have a binder full of these cards. Is that this is the 347th card, which means that the set is probably 100 cards bigger than what it's sort of advertised as, in a way, which is just bonkers to me. But I mean, that's the fun of it, is we'll be chasing a lot of those as variants, and to flex on some people with a hyperspace overwhelming barrage as a way to sort of finalize that move. But yeah, we're 8 packs in. I mean, I say it, I think, every time. I love this set. I'm really glad to be getting some variety in cards. That was maybe like the one criticism I had going into this being the third booster box, was feeling like there was maybe it was getting a little stagnant in terms of what was coming out of the packs. And just this is a really interesting side note. I mean, not really interesting, but I find it interesting. Beforehand, in the last video, and even in this one, the packs were mixed a little bit more. And now I'm looking at the box, and going forward, it's matched in the way that I remember them being in the other boxes. So I wonder if there was some sort of like just packaging error that sort of made it so that the first 8 were like not, Thrawn, Chewie, Leia, like normal. But I don't know if that has any significance whatsoever. It probably does not. And even if it would, I can't really complain because I've gotten a few cards out of these that I'm really like. So yeah, if mixing them up gets a few more red 3s and black 1s and stuff like that, I will gladly take the mix up. But thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you haven't, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you're working on with this game, what you're chasing, what decks you're building. If there's just a card that you're really looking for that you haven't been able to pull yet. Is there a hyperspace version of a card that you're looking for? If there's a hyperspace version for every card, so a hyperspace version of 252 cards, and then potentially a foil version, I would guess, of every card. I mean, like, is it just an exponential set? If so, what an absolute, just like, Mount Everest of work to get this set out there in the first place. And then have another set coming out, Shadows of the Galaxy. They've already been showing some previews of artwork for things like that. So, this set is going to evolve very quickly. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking for, if you're enjoying this as much as I am. And yeah, thanks again for your support, and we'll see you again soon.